It's quite right. We should come back and first of all completely screw up the beginning again.
In an absolute shambles
I
straight
didn't,
away.
didn't even notice, to be honest. I didn't notice
No,
at
I
all we
didn't
weren't live.
That's just shocking. So yeah, we've got no one on at the moment because.
No one knows about it.
But you know
Anyway,
what, Baz? Look, Baz, we started this thing just for me and you to have a drink on a Wednesday night.
it's very
So
true,
it is what it is. You know what I mean? Look, let's just treat this as it's just me and you having a FaceTime chat.
exactly. Well, I've just posted it to my Instagram, so we'll see what happens from that.
There we go. We'll see. So, but there you go, mate. Look. This started as me and you just having a bit of a chat on FaceTime on a Wednesday night, and I think, like 2 months off, and I've forgotten how to do everything. So
the good thing is we're back in there. We're back in the Jimmy B's in. Good evening, Jimmy. And Kathy Stewart, yes. Sorry, guys. I just need to. Mike's meant to make a massive apology.
Yeah, it was like we've not been here for 2 months, so I've forgotten how to work this whole thing. So, so yeah, the whole 4-minute intro of like building up, so like, oh, the boys are coming, yeah, that didn't happen because I forgot to press go live, which is a massive orange button above my head.
And at least we practiced the intro before we did the intros.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, according to my thing on the nobody's here, but there must be people here because Jimmy B and Kathy Stewart have both said hello. So
indeed, they are.
Hey, so who knows how many people are on tonight? Anyway, so me and Baz were back after 2 months.
Is it?
2-month hiatus.
It's gone by so quickly. It's ridiculous.
It really has, hasn't it? It really has. But so many things have happened while we've been gone, and we'll talk about that later because we don't have a guest tonight. So.
Yes,
So if anyone's tuned in just to see Alex Lovell, she hasn't turned up, and it's probably my fault as much as it is hers. Because I only messaged her today to remind her that she was supposed to be on. So yeah, there you go. But she's not here. So Kathy, yes, she's not here because probably because I didn't. I don't know. Is it my fault or is it her fault? Anyway, either way,
she's been a lot of water under the bridge, to be fair. So she might even have moved on to pastures new. You don't know, do you?
Do you know what? I think tonight might just be kind of. This is us like getting back into it. So this is like us doing it for the first time ever again.
Yeah. Well, we could just get absolutely like rattled then, and let proceedings take their course.
Let's do it. Let's get mortal. So yeah. Anyway, so look, we've been away for 2 months, so we've got plenty to talk about because there's plenty happened in the last since you and I were here in the brace of readlings. That one. There you go. I went the wrong way. There you go.
I'm trying to think of what the last podcast was that we did. Was it with Joshua at my house?
I think it was, wasn't it? I think it was the three of us there.
That was Windsor, so that was July.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's probably 6 weeks since we've done one. But anyway, we're back, and this is it now. Wednesday nights, 9:00. We're back. This is us.
The greatest thing is we came back with the ultimate fuck up. Like literally, I arrived with about 10 minutes to go because I've been working today, and then we were chatting. The only good thing was my mic worked first time, and then I forgot to put my headphones in. And then
there you go.
And then we didn't go live. And Joshua's in. Hello, Joshua.
There he is, Joshua. All right, mate. But yeah, there you go. You see, so that's what it is. But you know, this has always been the least professional podcast in the entire history of podcasts.
What a great claim as well. What a great claim as well.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. That's our claim to fame, mate. We're here and we are the least professional of all podcasts.
The greatest thing is
some podcasts are pretty shit. So that's quite a step.
I mean, considering we're trying to get a gaggle of people in for the 18th, this probably isn't the best. If you're watching this one, switch off now and go back to some of the others because they were much better.
Some of the others are really good. I'll tell you what, just clock off and come back next week.
It's probably the right thing to do because we were just talking before you guys turned up. If no one turned up, we just do what we originally said we were going to do and just treat this as a FaceTime and get absolutely pissed.
Well, there
But
you go. For
if you ever,
those who haven't seen this before, this podcast, the whole point of this was this started with Baz and I at the time had never met before. But we just decided to have a drink on FaceTime because everyone was in lockdown and Baz and I are in different countries. The whole point of it was that Baz and I would just have a drink on FaceTime and have a chat. And we did that once and it was brilliant. And then we just said, well, we've both got decent TikTok following. So why don't we invite other people? So we decided that we would do this online. But we've never pretended this is anything other than two middle-aged blokes getting pissed in the pub. And that's all it's ever been, and that's all it will ever be. Quite often we have guests on. We thought we'd had a guest on tonight, but we don't. But anyway, we're back, and it's good. So, Baz, what the hell have you been up to for the last 6 weeks?
Well, what I've to work. And I'm not suggesting I've been working every week, but when I've been working, I've been flat out. So obviously, when we did the podcast in my house in July, I had to rush off the very next morning to go to work, and then Mike and Joshua came to the show, which that actually only seems like minutes ago. But so I've been working quite heavily, but also still been making TikToks. Trying to think of other things. I mean, the world's come back to life again since we kind of finished, hasn't it? So we've both been off doing relatively normal things, like going out, which was quite bizarre in the first place.
Exactly, but being in places with human company. Imagine.
Yeah, but also that probably doing that thing which everyone was worried about, getting absolutely completely smashed and then hugging everybody you haven't seen for the last year. So it's hardly surprising that it hasn't gone away fully.
Well, I did that, and do you know what I mean? It's like I went on holiday and caught up with people that I haven't seen for 2 years, and exactly. We hugged, we celebrated, we got pissed in bars and stuff like we normally did, and I caught COVID by doing that.
Hooray for the world!
Hey! Oh, you know what? Hey, I'll tell you what, I am absolutely teeming with antibodies now because I'm double vaccinated and have literally just a week ago recovered from COVID. So I'm absolutely so if you want me to come around to your house and hug people, I'm sure there is a way that I can my antibodies will just jump off me onto other people because I've got too many for me. Because in Ireland, if you want to go into a restaurant or a pub or a bar or any kind of indoor environment now, you've got to either be double vaccinated or have recovered from COVID, and I've got both. So I reckon, and do you know what? I could go anywhere and do anything I want in Ireland at the moment because I've ticked both boxes.
So just actually before we go any further, this is the first time I've remembered to do this. So what we usually do is we start off ourselves. So I'm going to ask you for the first time, Mike, what are you drinking tonight in the pub?
Hey, so yeah, I'm. Do you know what? I'm going to be honest. I think people deserve honesty from me. Normally, I just come and get pissed on the podcast, but I've been day drinking, so I've had quite enough, thanks. And also, I've got a 9:25 tee off time tomorrow, somewhere that's 45 minutes away from where I live. So this, quite shamefully, is what I'm drinking. I'm drinking Carl Jung de-alcoholized. Yeah, basically, it's just it's pretend prosecco.
Oh, apparently it's not even yours.
I do apologize. I do hope that you'll let me continue with the podcast, knowing that I'm drinking non-alcoholic booze.
So if someone poured you that,
I've just seen. I'm sorry, I've just seen in the comment section the wife's the wife's bollocking me for drinking her non-alcoholic because she doesn't drink anymore. So she's bollocking me for drinking her non-alcoholic prosecco. Anyway, Baz, what are you drinking?
Well, actually, before I do that, so if someone presented you with that glass, would you know it was non-alcoholic? So talk us through it, because like I've very little experience in non-alcoholic stuff.
Do you know what? It's a really good question, and you can tell it's not alcoholic, yeah. But I mean, if you are ever here's a free advert for Carl Jung. If you are ever gonna go non-alcoholic on kind of prosecco-y, champagne-y stuff, Carl Jung is very, very good. Look, when you drink it, you can tell it's non-alcoholic, but it is a nice. It is nice, and to be fair, Kathy Stewart has just said first yellow card awarded to Mike. To be fair, it should be a straight red.
Well, so my experience before I tell you what I'm drinking was this is going back many, many years, and a couple of friends of ours came over for dinner, and the lad that came over bought some beers, and he drank those exclusively, and throughout the evening he got quite drunk, and then when they left, I looked at the labels, and it was that the blue version of Peroni, which is non-alcoholic, right? So he actually managed to get drunk without any alcohol, which I thought was incredible.
There you go. So yeah, if you can't see the comment section, I'm going to put that one there. It's like, that's my wife who says I was 80% drunk when she collected me from the golf club.
You've done beautifully then.
Well, there you go. So yeah, today I played golf. Didn't play very well. Went and had a couple of drinks with my mate, and yeah, it turned into a bit more than a couple of drinks.
Well, I was going to say, if you were 80% drunk, but then obviously that happened afterwards. So yeah, I get it. No wonder you didn't play very well.
There you go. I wasn't 80% drunk before I played golf.
I'm drinking absolute alcohol-based Sailor Jerry's. There's only a little bit.
Sailor Jerry.
I've got another bottle, so I'm not going to go short. And I'm not working tomorrow, which is a blessing. So
there you go, mate. There you go. Well, you and I are catching up tomorrow because we need to sort out what's going on. Because now that we've had our summer hiatus, we're going to organise. Baz and I are going to meet tomorrow virtually, and we're going to figure out the lineups for the podcast and the lineup for the quiz for the next few weeks, and then we'll be able to publish that so people will know what's going on.
Well, one of the bizarre things about like going back to sort of normal life and obviously working, my sort of non-working period always used to be in the winter, but obviously there's a few things cropping up now. So it's just all of a sudden that like for me personally, all the freedom that I had during the lockdown where we could just do this, get absolutely bladdered till 4 a.m. sometimes, and then not bother getting up the next day. Oh man, the world's changed a bit for me now because and virtually every date that I'm looking at to do things clashes with jobs that people are saying, "Oh, can you do this?" To the point I was considering going, "Oh, should I just tell them I can't do it?" So I'll ostensibly lose 10 days' work for a one-night piss up.
There you go. See, look at you, just showing off that you got a job.
Well, jobs. It's not obviously it's not a job, but
I know, but you're employed.
Just you couldn't make it up. So if you read out all the dates that I'm planning on to do stuff, it falls at the tail end of nearly all the jobs I'm doing. So basically, just to let you know, on the 18th, I'll be driving up from Telford, having worked till about midnight on the 17th.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so less distance to go.
You're driving to Manchester, and then we're going to go to the Museum of Science and Industry in the afternoon, and then we're going to go up to Malham. So if you didn't know or you've forgotten, Malham. Well, hello, Mickey.
Hello, Mickey.
If you didn't know or you've forgotten, on Saturday, September the 18th, we're going to do a live event. So we're going to do this podcast from a pub in Malham called The Book Inn. We're being hosted by Pubman Dan, and we're going to record the podcast. We're not going to broadcast the podcast on the Saturday night. we're going to record it so we can anything goes. Basically, we can edit out the bits that can't go public. So if you want to get involved in the live event, so one of these podcasts with a live studio audience in a pub in Malham, get involved. I'm going to post the ticket link. So it is going to be ticketed. It's going to be free. So we're not charging for it, but it is going to be ticketed just so we can keep an eye on numbers. But we are going to we're going to launch that on the website in the next few days. So I'm really excited about just like meeting you. Not meeting you. I know you obviously now. We go way back. But yeah, just seeing everybody who interacts with us and supports us in everything we do. So on that night, on September the 18th, we have got myself, we've got Baz, we've got Joshua, who is in the comment section there. He's watching tonight. We've got Kelly, who is the life bath on TikTok. We've got Gregor, who is on TikTok. He is Wee Mackay. He's going to bring his guitar. He's going to be singing some songs. He's going to be entertaining us. And like I say, we've got Pubman Dan as well. So all of us are going to be there on 18th of September, Saturday, 18th of September in Malham at the Book Inn. The link for free tickets is going to go live in the next couple of days. So come and join us. Come and have a beer with us. Let's do this, but instead of us all being in different places, let's all do it in the same place. And it's going to be brilliant.
Well, so I've got to be honest. The person I'm most looking forward to meeting, if she can come, is Kathy. Because up until now, she's just been this ghostly figure whenever she's cropped up.
It's been like pretty much the enigma of this podcast. She has been she needs to be there because otherwise, I don't think anybody is going to think she exists. Because I think she's one of those people that you need to say you need to look in a mirror and say her name backwards 3 times for her to appear.
I can imagine though.
We've tried so hard to get her on the podcast, and she's never appeared. It's just been this grainy kind of thing.
But we'll have to do an instruction like, and here's Kathy Stewart, and all the lights suddenly go out.
That'd be amazing. We just got, and ladies and gentlemen, Kathy Stewart. The lights go out and it'll start flickering, and candles go off and stuff. Oh. And she just kind of wanders through and then disappears before anyone can actually see that she's really there.
So yeah, I mean, in reality, it's going to be a TikTok meetup as well, isn't it? Because like
it is.
Everybody's going to be from TikTok.
Exactly. It's going to be a massive TikTok meetup in the pub. We'll record it. We're going to do a podcast live there. We'll record it, edit it, and we will broadcast it the Wednesday afterwards. So really looking forward to it. So that's going to be amazing. So yeah, if you are free, listen. If you're not free on Saturday, the 18th of September,
free yourself up.
Make yourself free and come and join us at the Book Inn in Malham, in North Yorkshire.
So I had a bit of an insight into what it might be like over the weekend, because I've just spent obviously the weekend with some other a whole lot of TikTokers, and in between talking, everybody's like this. That's literally, I can imagine that when we do the podcast, there'll be everyone be on their phone, like literally, like making TikToks or watching TikTok.
Yeah. So Mickey said she'll be the one with face paint on.
How will you know?
So to be fair, Mickey's not just going to be the one with face paint on. She's going to have to do. We will definitely be doing Mickey doing a live face paint of somebody while we're on there. So
awesome. Well, what I suggest Mickey does is she paints her own face on her face.
Yeah, exactly. Or Mickey Pixie paints my face on her face.
Oh, look at your ego running wild.
There you go. Hey, come on. My bloody podcast. I'm in charge. So Martina said she's on annual leave. So be on to watch.
What?
If you're on annual leave, you don't just watch. You come and be there and meet us. True?
I mean, you may as well, because like if tonight, the start of tonight was anything to go by, it'd be an absolute fuck up, and that would be the last time anybody.
Mate, this is exactly what it is. So all it's going to be, we're just Baz and I just want to pretend we've got friends. So please turn up. Please come to the booking on in Malham on September the 18th. So me and Baz look like we're vaguely popular. But even if you don't like me or Baz, Joshua Cubed. He's got 1.6 million followers on TikTok. Come and meet him for nothing. Free.
Kelly the Life Bath. Kelly the Life Bath's going to be there as well.
Oh, Kathy, come on. Please confirm you're going to be there. This podcast doesn't continue until Kathy has confirmed that she's going to be there on the 18th.
They both stole it. It was just Mike.
Kathy. Martine says she's tempted. I need more than tempted. I need committed.
Oh, he's back.
I need more than tempted, Martine. I need committed. And Kathy, we need look. Kathy and Martine, 100% we need commitment. I'll have to see if days at work. Shut up! As if you'd existed. It's like, you this look. You are the enigma of this. You are the enigma of this podcast.
Oh, hey,
so this podcast doesn't exist without you.
So unfortunately, Jimmy's just come on and said, "Can he still buy my lift off me?" I'm probably going to be coming up from Telford. So if I was coming from Bedford, you definitely could. So it looks. I'm going from Telford, then I've got to get to Manchester to meet Mike and Joshua, and then I'm going to be heading up to Malham after that, probably in a bit of a convoy. So,
but listen, one of the people that are coming is Gregor, who is Wee Mackay on TikTok. He's coming down from Glasgow for it. He's bringing a mate, and he asked me to have a look at how I can get him to, what's the best way of getting there by train. So the best way, if you're going by train, Settle, Settle, Settle is the best. It's the closest main railway station to it. But check this out, right? I'm obviously going to be flying over to Manchester, meeting up with you, and we'll go up from there. But from Glasgow to Settle is 3 hours, one change at Preston, and it's 12 quid. To go from Manchester to Settle on the train is 2 changes and 42 quid. What's all that about? To cross an international border and 12 quid to get from Glasgow.
Emma's just made a really good point. She said not Seattle, but maybe you've actually typed it in incorrectly.
Yeah, it's not Seattle. No, it's not. It's Settle. Settle. Look at Em. She's jumped. Look at her. She's jumped from. She was on YouTube a minute ago. Now she's on Twitch.
Yeah, she wants people to see her posts.
Oh, see, Martin said he'd love to get shit-faced with us, but not sure about the travelling. That sounds like a lack of commitment to me.
Yeah, you're only in Germany. It's not like you're on the moon.
You're only in Germany. Leeds Bradford Airport. I'll pick you up. We'll pick you up. Well, I'll say I pick you up. I won't have a car over there, but get to Leeds Bradford Airport. We'll get you picked up and we'll get you brought across. Come on, you need to make it happen.
Well, it comes back to what we were saying last night on our live. Come on, Martin. It's not a million miles away.
It's not. It's not a million miles away. It's definitely less than a million miles from Germany to Malham.
That's literally the sentence, which is to sort of let people know it's not far away, right?
Yeah, well, you went really quiet then. Did you like? That was apparently if you move your head 6 inches to the left, you're inaudible.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
That's all right. I can hear you there.
A bit of AMSR for everybody else. So.
Oh, Martin, look at that. Martine said she gets 75% off train fares. So,
wow,
she's literally running out of excuses.
What code can we use, Martine, to get cheaper train fares for everybody?
Yeah, she's literally running out of excuses to not come now because she said she'll try and get there. No. Huxley Rocks is in the house.
So this is one of the chaps I was away for the weekend. This is John Hucks. John Hucks.
Talk us through your weekend now. What a great segue into you talking us through. What was it like when meeting up with a load of people you didn't really know on TikTok and then going out in public with them all?
Well, so obviously, so I haven't had a bad TikTok experience with meeting up with anybody yet because I think I said really early doors when you come onto this like on TikTok, and this is what we're mainly here for, is you get to hear people. In Kathy's case, you don't get to see people, but for everybody else, you get to see them, you get to hear them move because most people make videos of some one description or other. So it's just it's like when I met you. It's like everybody is either shorter or taller than you expect because everybody on screen in their videos as full body is the same height, right? And a lot of people only do really shoulder shots and stuff like that. So basically, so I said on the Monday we were leaving, the nicest thing about it was that everybody was actually nicer than I was expecting them to be. I mean, everybody without and it's like the same with you. You were nicer and sort of warmer than you are online. So it's one of those things when you get to meet people, it's very good. But basically, we went out on Saturday night and got absolutely fucked. Like properly.
That's the way forward.
And,
right, let me. Do you know what? Mickey's just said Huxley needs to come on the podcast. Well, do you know what? We haven't got a guest tonight, so I'm going to send a link to Baz. Right, Baz, I'm going to send you a link. You send it to Huxley and get him on.
I know John's quite shy, and so unless you want to turn this to the best wrestling podcast you've ever watched, then I think
I've WhatsApped you the link that you need to send on.
Just back me up for what I said at the weekend. He was lovely, by the way. John, do you want to come on the podcast?
Hey, come on, John. Do you want to come on? Does anyone want to come on? We've got a spare slot for a guest. Our guest hasn't turned up tonight, so why not?
Some of the last 6 weeks, I've forgotten how to pour measures of rum, and that was ridiculously strong. Whoa.
Oh, as if. Were you drinking rum this weekend?
Yeah, lots of rum. I literally poured the rest of that bottle in there.
How have you forgotten between this weekend and now how much rum to pour?
Because usually what happens when you go out, people pour it for you.
You weren't going out. So you weren't on Friday night anyway.
Oh, yeah, no, but sorry, just so decadent. We spent most of the evening in a hot tub.
Well,
I think everyone needs a hot tub.
Well,
he hasn't come back yet, so I think there's probably going to be a no. Well, he's quite a shy man.
He says he thinks Mickey meant the podcast in Malham, and yeah, you're more than welcome to come on the podcast in Malham.
I know. Well, he's coming. He's definitely coming. Yeah.
Is he coming up? Brilliant.
He is. I think he's probably going to come across with Jess if Jess comes because they live very close together in Shaky Wakey.
There you go. Well, Jess is definitely come. She's fully signed up. She's there. If you don't know what we're talking about, we're going to do one of these live in a pub called The Book in Malham on September the 18th, Saturday, September the 18th. We're going to do this live in front of lots of real humans, which is pretty scary because this has pretty much been me and Baz having a few drinks over the internet and inviting people just to watch. But yeah, in front of humans in the same room is pretty daunting. It's kind of like, entertain us. Go on then. So there you go.
I don't know if anyone else has said this, but you're breaking up a little bit to me tonight, so I'm having to interpret what you're saying.
Okay. I don't know if that works for everyone, but you're the one that keeps jumping, so I don't know if I'm the one or you're the one.
Okay.
There you go. I tell you what, I know we can get as a guest. I know a guest we can get. I'm going to send him a message right now. We can get her. We've been let down by a guest, and it's probably not her fault, to be fair. She's probably just forgotten she was going to come on tonight, so we'll get her on another time. But I know somebody will come on and be our guest for tonight, and I'm just going to send him the link that he needs to click on to come and join us. And so Kathy's saying it's you that's breaking up, Baz.
Yeah, obviously from my end, it looks like you are. Right, I think I'm going to leave and join the connection again because obviously Joshua's going to turn up a second. Oh, Joshua. Sorry.
What?
that was a guess. Right, I'm going to pop out and come back in. So give us a second, it'll reset the connection. Bye.
Okay, so it started off with it was supposed to be me, Baz, and a guest. Then it was just me and Baz, and now it's just me. Oh, he's back. Thank God for that.
Everybody else is thank God for that. Look at him. He's gone.
I was like, Jesus, Baz, don't do that to me, man. Do you know what I mean?
Hopefully,
me, you and a guest. The guest didn't turn up, and then you disappear.
No, you
listen to me chatting shit.
you can carry it off. Don't you worry about that. So actually, what I'd like to do, to what we've got people in the comments, is let's have subjects to talk about because obviously we could just sort of like pick a few subjects, but yeah, if you let's have a conversation with everybody about what we've been up to.
There you go.
Let's have a chat about stuff.
Ask us questions. Give us subjects to talk about. Let's get on with it.
So he's gone to the spoons.
Oh, Joshua. He said he took a trip to Spoons to watch us. And it wasn't is his Wi-Fi not working at his house again? Honestly, these poor people in the slums of London who just can't get decent internet coverage. It's a shame. Do you know what I mean? And here's me in the most rural of Ireland locations that you could be. And there's me with me 650 megabit per second internet. There you go.
I've no idea what I'm getting because you're the technical person within this combo. So
well, there you go. I suspect it's slower than mine from the jumping about it's been doing.
It's probably because we've got every device on at the moment.
Well, there you go. There you go. Right. So yeah, in the comment section, ask us questions. Give us topics to talk about.
Or tell us what you've been up to for the last 6 weeks, because I've been really lax with chatting to people because I've been busy. So
well, there you go. Well, Baz's summary of what he's been doing for the last 6 weeks is working. Mine was well, you probably saw that I was in England for 7 weeks. And then Baz and I met for the first time. So Baz and I met for the first time ever in Bury. We went to play golf, and then we did the podcast from Bury.
Let's rephrase that. You played golf. I just kind of walked along hitting the ball every couple of yards.
Yeah. But it was good fun. We hired a little van. A little van? What are we talking about? They're not called vans, are they? They're called...
What are you called? It's a golf buggy, golf car.
Buggy, there you go, not a van, a golf van.
Oh, blimey. So hang on, just before we go to Joshua's question, Martin said he was without the internet for 5 weeks. Oh my God, that would be like literally the worst thing ever.
Without the internet for 5 weeks. That's like being in solitary confinement in prison.
We got America.
America stroke, is that Colombia?
Yeah.
I think that is, isn't it? That's USA and Colombia. Hello.
How are you? Welcome to our podcast.
Welcome to our podcast. That's amazing.
How did you find yourself here?
I think that might be one of your internet friends.
Hopefully,
one of your, Instagram friends, maybe.
There's an instant unfollow anyway.
So there we go. We've got some questions coming in now. Brilliant. Like, keep your questions coming through. What do you want us to talk about? So
put it up on the screen, Big Mike. Why have I just called you just Big Mike? I've never called you that in my entire life.
Big
Oh my
Mike.
god!
That's all right. That's all right, man.
Oh, there you go. Thank you.
So Baz said, "Who's your fave fan apart from each other?" I don't even know what that means.
Favorite fan? Oh, blimey! That's
Go on, Baz. You can go first.
so someone that follows us, or that we, or our favourite person that we like, because it's just gonna say, "Oh, my favourite fan."
Hey, there you go. We are. This is where we are. So who's your
from
favorite
Colombia.
person that follows you? There you go. Pick one.
Oh, blimey! So just recently, it's kind of a weird one, but on Instagram, I don't know if anyone's ever heard of a guy called Frank Cosgrove. He used to go out with Jordan, but then he was the first winner of Celebrity Love Island, and he follows me on Instagram and quite often comments on my videos, which is really really nice. He lives this sort of amazing kind of like I'd say playboy lifestyle, but that's probably just because of the sort of toys that he's with. Like he drives a Hummer and it races a speedboat and stuff like that. So it's really nice that you get someone like that to come on and really quite like your content, which is really good. Put that in Dapper Laughs. There you go.
There you go. Well, I'm just flicking through mine now because I can't remember her name, but there is somebody who is.
And Joshua.
Oh. Yeah, no, I don't rate him, to be honest. No,
Whilst you're going through there, I'm going to read this comment because I quite like it. It's
do it, mate. Carry it on.
My favourite fan is the one I keep on my desk. He makes me look cool.
Oh, there you go. Who said that?
That's Jimmy B, of course.
Oh, of course it is. Of course it is. No, I'm trying to find somebody that I can't remember who it is. Anyway, I'll find it out. There was somebody who followed me, and it was just I didn't really know who they were, and then it turns out I clicked on their thing, and they've got 2.5 million followers.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. So right, let's have a look. Let's have a look what else we've got. We've got. There you go. Here's a good one. Who are some of your fave TikTokers?
Oh right, that's a really good one because there's loads there.
Go on then, Baz.
Okay, me first. So I really, really, really like. I follow. Hold on, I have to look for his account name. He's a science guy in America, and he basically spends most of his time letting people know that let's say COVID doesn't exist, that it does exist, but he does it in a really kind of like in a kind of really informative way. He's really good actually. It sounds really boring, but he's really good. Oh, yeah. So the thing is, I'll have to go and find his account because I can't remember. Hey, listen, you know how much I stumble over everything throughout any podcast, and I've got that stage of my life where I kind of go, so there's a guy who does a thing on a thing about a thing, and that's about as it gets. Sorry, I'll turn off my Wi-Fi so that I don't interrupt my signal on here. Let's find someone that everyone else does know. Obviously, I'm quite a big fan of the guy that did the music for my biggest ever video. A guy called Dominic Dom J Wright. He's the guy that does those. He's a really cool guy that does those guitar sounds for TikTok.
Yeah.
You probably knows him, but yeah, he's a really cool guy. What about you?
Well, I think mine. Do you know what? I've got loads.
Jimmy's got it. He's a renegade science teacher. That's him.
Do you know what? I've got loads that I can never remember, and this is a massive lesson for people. If if they're starting a TikTok account, make a name that people remember. Do you know what I mean? It was like I didn't intend to make one. I just came up with something that was like, I dance like a dad. I'll call myself Dad Dancer. But people recognize my name more than they'll recognize me, because I know loads of people that I just think, oh, they're amazing, but I can't remember what they're called. But one person who's done it really well is She's called Mammy Banter.
Yeah.
Okay. She's from Northern Ireland. She's from Derry. It's about 30, 40 minutes away from where we live. And she's brilliant. She's really, really good. It's just like real relatable mummy, like kind of mum comedy and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, she wins the prize because she's got a really memorable name that I can remember off the top of my head. But there's another guy whose name I'll never remember, but there's a guy who's one of my favorites he's an Australian guy, and he draws animation on the top of live action video. So like it'll just be a normal video, but he's painted little things on top of it, and he animates it with a voice and stuff on top of real action. It's amazing. And I'll have to try and figure out what his name is. But there's a lesson for you if you're gonna start an account on TikTok. I didn't start an account on TikTok so people could remember my name. But if you are going to start an account on TikTok and you want people to remember your name, make it easy to remember. Because I'm going, I've got these people that I can't remember their name, and I only know these people when they turn up on my feed. So there you go. There's a lesson for you.
Actually, so I put the Wi-Fi back on. So someone else I follow who's really good and we chat quite a lot is a guy called 3 Dumbbells.
3 Dumbbells.
Yes.
I think I've seen them.
Yeah, he's a guy called Martin. He's dead funny. He had that viral video where he's just meant to step across the pond and just disappears.
No, I don't remember that video, but I've definitely seen him.
Yeah, he's good too.
But yeah, so
drop yours in the comments as well.
I don't know how to say this. Corey Itaiawala guy. I don't know. I've butchered your name. I do apologize. But as explained that they're from Colombia, they live in the States, and they know you from Instagram. There you go, Baz.
Hello, Instagrammers.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, that obviously whilst we're waiting for other stuff coming, that's what's happened in the last 6 weeks as well as I've kind of got a bit bigger on Instagram. So consequently, we went out, and this John to confirm this, when we went out on Saturday, we just got out of the car to go in the evening. We were crossing the road to go to Sainsbury's, like local, and someone put the hand out, and of course I kind of veered away because I thought they were going to ask me for some money. And this guy said, "Oh, by the way, I'm going to wear a kilt at my sister's wedding because of you." And you know, out of context, you're a little bit like, what? And so I had to sort of say to him, "Oh, do you know me?" I mean, how ridiculous is that a thing to say? Do you know me?
Do you know who I am?
No, he wasn't like that. He was literally like, "Do you know me?" And he was like, "Yeah, you're on Instagram." So I said, "Oh, thanks very much." I went to the shop. Then I came back across afterwards and said, "I'm so sorry," because it literally took me by surprise. So I went and had a selfie with him and posted him up on my Instagram.
I saw it on your Instagram.
And then later on, I was in a bar, and a young lady turned around to me and said, "Oh, did it take you long to get ready this evening?" And I was a little bit like, "Oh, obviously because I was dressed." And then she just did this, like that. I was like, that's a weird introduction to someone there. So yes, so it's that thing of getting recognised. It's really weird because you're like, "Oh, what does that mean? What's the significance of that?" It's just strange.
It is really weird, isn't it? Because I mean, I haven't been recognised, but I can imagine it's kind of it's weird that I mean, you've got way more followers on TikTok than I have, but I've got like 200,000 followers on TikTok, and you just think like within the TikTok environment, people kind of might know who you are, but outside of that, they don't, which is a cool thing as well. Because I quite like being kind of known a little bit in a certain small environment, but it's like you got the co-op and no one cares who you are. You're not going to get hassled and things like that.
But in fairness, you do live in a fairly remote part of Ireland as well, which
exactly. But there is a guy who lives in the same town as I do, who he's got, I think he's like 370,000 followers. He lives in the same town as me, and I saw him the other day as I was pulling into the car park to go to, because I know where he lives. which sounds weird.
I was going to say, stop.
No, I know where he lives because he's got a YouTube channel, and he did a video of him walking out of his front door, and I recognised where he lived. So look, he lives in an apartment block which is quite recognisable. It's not
yeah. Oh no,
he was walking out of the front of a house, and I was like, I know where that house is.
In any other context, it would sound like you were stalking. Yeah, dad.stalker.
Well, no, I drove past him, and I drove past him and looked out the window. I was like, double take, and I was like, I should say something. And I thought, no, it's a bit shit in it to say, and I wish I had said something because, do you know what I mean? We live in a town of, like 19,000 people, and he's got 360 odd thousand on TikTok, and he's doing well on YouTube and stuff. So I just thought I definitely should have. At the time, I was like, no, that's a bit shit in it to say hello.
I don't think it is.
But then was no, exactly, and I was kicking myself. After it was like, well, why wouldn't you? And just say, hey, look, me and you were like TikTok. We it's the thing. Really should have said something, but anyway, I'm sure I will another time.
Does he follow you?
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
oh, that's all right. I was going to say, because it'd be really embarrassing. Going, I'm sorry, I don't follow you.
no, he does. He does. I followed him ages ago, and then I followed him because I thought he was really good, and then I figured out that he lived in the same town as me, and then he followed me shortly afterwards. But we never had any interaction. We never messaged each other on TikTok or anything like that. But yeah. If I see him again, I'm definitely going to say something. I've seen him twice now. I saw him once. He was out running, and I drove past him. I thought that is really weird. It's like Eric, like out the window of the car. That would be really weird. But I literally drove past him at walking pace in a car park. He was getting out of the car, and I had my window open as well because it was hot, and I could literally just said, Eric, how are you? Do you know what I mean? And it was one of those that I just thought, why didn't you just say hello? I sometimes I overthink things, and I just think he probably would have appreciated it, and if not, he could have run into his house because he was stood outside it. So,
do you know the most bizarre part? The most bizarre part of this is like you've travelled some long distances to meet other TikTokers, and I've done the same thing as well by train or by car. Last weekend. Traveling, like Rick travelled 9 hours to go meet somebody, and then he lives in your own town, and you're like, perhaps you shouldn't have a meet up.
But there you go, mate. It's exactly that's the weird thing that is. I mean, it is weird, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's new to us all. This whole thing is just bizarre. Like I say, I mean, I started on TikTok. I only joined TikTok because I knew my kids were on it, and I just wanted to check it was all right for them. And then posted a video. It went quite well, and then kind of enjoyed posting silly videos, and that's how we are where we are. But the people that we've met, and obviously I wouldn't have met you without TikTok, and now we're with like the best of mates and stuff, and it's just bizarre that there is this little world, and it's like, but people at the golf club are starting to twig onto it now, and that's getting a bit kind of, I'm a bit uncomfortable with that. When
I should whisper this. Are you?
I didn't hear that. You whispered it to.
Are you
an influencer? Oh, you got to say it properly. I think.
Are you an influencer? Are you an influencer? Is this what this is?
No, I'm not. But if my daughter asks, then I am, because she hates. I once described myself as an influencer deliberately to wind my daughter up, because she was like, so yeah. The only time I ever describe myself as an influencer is when my 14-year-old daughter is within earshot, just because it makes her cringe so badly.
Just need to say a quick hello to Shan himself. Hello, Shan. How are you?
Hello.
He's let me get this right. He's an Australian. I'm pretty sure that's correct. If not, he's probably going to go. We have this conversation every time. because you know when I do lives, I write things down on a bit of paper to try and remember stuff because like I just have this sort of terrible memory. But yeah, actually, so getting back to that part about influencer, it's kind of weird, isn't it? Because like the reality is we are. It's just like everybody who posts content and stuff like that and gets seen by other people. You are officially, according to the terms of like how it's written down. If you have content and you put content out on any sort of social media platform, you are an influencer. And particularly when you get into the numbers that you and I have, you're getting stuff to a lot of people around, not just in this country or your country, but all around the world. And it's kind of weird because, like, I've said this before. Like, there's a point at which you start thinking to yourself, actually, I should start being maybe a lot more responsible about the things I put out because
Nah.
well, yeah, but it's kind of weird though because like, this will mean a lot more to Joshua because when you get to a certain stage, you're followed by quite a lot of children, which you don't have any control of. So I became aware of that. Was like I maybe should stop doing some of the sort of thirstier stuff I was doing before Christmas, and now I'm making more kind of like stuff which is like family friendly, if you like. So it's kind of weird, really. It does have a bearing on what you do.
No,
Or
as
what I
far
do.
as I'm concerned, if you're 13 or under, you shouldn't be on the app anyway, even
I
if
know.
it is a kid's app.
Yeah, I totally get that, but I felt not pressure's the wrong word, but I felt slightly I should be like making a lot more consumable kind of content rather than what I was doing before, which was just
As I want to see you top off more. Don't bollocks for that.
It's kind of weird though because I've just stopped doing them, and particularly with obviously with what we were talking about the weekend, a lot of those guys do fairly thirsty stuff. And I was speaking to the wonderful Johan about it, and like he was saying the same thing really that like when he does a lot of kind of like thought provoking stuff and a lot of mental health stuff and a lot of like spiritual stuff. But he does let himself go every now and again and just post some stuff where he's just swearing, and he's very much like that in real life as well. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah, well, Joshua was saying that. Sorry, I need to.
South Africa.
Realised we weren't talking about the question that was on the bottom of the screen for ages. But
Sorry.
yeah, Joshua said that I told him that you're a celeb when you get over 30,000. And technically, according to the Advertising Standards Agency of the UK, if you have more than 30,000 followers on any social media, you are technically famous. You are technically an influencer. You are technically a celebrity. So
Bizarre, isn't it?
there you go. So we've all got more than that. So we are. Well, we should be like, do you know what? We should be like walking into shops and trying to blag stuff and say, "Do you know who I am?" We should be doing that.
So I've been on the cusp of it a few times. So when we were out on Saturday, we were in a bar, and my first thought was like, if I make a post about me being in your bar, can we have a free round of drinks? I didn't actually get round to it, but in the back of my mind, I was thinking, yeah, that'd be quite a good one, wouldn't it? But I'm guessing.
Did you say that? Did
No,
you try that?
no. But I was thinking about it because part of where I'm at now is I'm getting sort of like invitations to do sort of paid posts for people. I was just thinking to myself, oh, I wonder if you did that because like if you're a true sort of celebrity, you get invited to places, don't you, to eat for free to show you that you're there. And this is the point I was saying about like the influencer thing. I think we all do really well not to get caught up in the fact that numbers make you famous somewhere. Because like undoubtedly we both have fans now, like truly sort of people that are fans of our work in the world. But we're still both just normal blokes that that make most of our content in our houses. We don't hire studios or Airbnb. Or we have hired an Airbnb, but we don't.
We did hire an Airbnb, but that was for this podcast, so
Yeah.
that's all good.
You know what I mean? There are lots of people that hire really glamorous, beautiful houses in America to spend a weekend making content because it makes you look like you're influencing. Do you know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
I think the point I'm trying to make is that like however that term actually sits and whatever the references are, most people that we know, and Joshua's a prime example. With so many followers and he's seen by so many people, and most of his content he makes either on the street but predominantly in his own bedroom, which is far it's a long way from being an influencer. Do you know what I mean?
Well, do you know what I mean? My latest video that's gone well. I mean, I did shell out some money to make it a bit more special. In the fact that I bought a sausage roll.
I was going to say
from the local petrol station. In fact,
Look at-
not only did I buy one sausage roll, right? I bought 2 sausage rolls in case it didn't work properly, and I bought what's called a jambon over here, right? It's called a jambon, which is a puff pastry thing with ham and cheese in it, and I bought that because it was easier to crumble up to have the ones to go all down my front. So there you go. So sometimes we do. Sometimes we do make ourselves look better than we are by shelling money out and stuff like.
You are so lost in fame. Look at you, lost in fame. Look at you.
That's it, you see, do you know what I mean? I just think sometimes to get TikToks to go viral, you just got to shell money out. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, 2 sausage rolls.
How much was that broom, by the way, Mike?
I don't know, but I had to throw it away after I'd ruined it by painting with it.
I can't believe you're not sponsored by a broom or deck painting company.
But do you know what? Did you see that Podman Dan did a post from a DIY store saying that now that there's a company, Harris, who make paintbrushes, and now doing a broom to paint your. So they're selling in B&M. They're selling brooms to paint your decking with.
Where's your 5% in all of those, eh? Like, we should go down there and sort the shit out.
Tell you what, I undoubtedly on the I've the first video that I did with that on is now had 26.5 million views, and the second one has had 5.5. So you know what I mean, that's 31 million, something like that.
And yeah, you understand.
32 million views, yeah. So that I definitely should deserve some kind of kickback off those off the brooms that are now for painting your decking.
Yeah, and what's really bizarre about that? Like, you have a very good understanding of marketing, don't you? I mean, yeah.
I do, yeah.
So what I'm saying is, how bizarre that like the one marketing person that I know well, like literally has got all these views for a product and literally no payback from it. It's just awful.
Exactly. It's a disgrace. It's disgrace. It was my idea. It wasn't my idea. Somebody said it to me.
Yeah, no, but you executed it. It was your video.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Nobody knew about it until I did it.
Yeah, but also
not only that, I know that some people tagged me in somebody who robbed my video and posted it on theirs as well. How very rude.
It is TikTok though, so nothing's sacred, is it?
I know, but people say that all the time. But do you know what? My For You page now is like, up until that video about the sausage roll that has gone quite well, for the past 2 weeks, just the algorithm has just been looking at my stuff and going, yeah, not asked. No. So it's been put like, not. So 200,000 people have clicked a button to say they want to see my stuff. And for the last 2 weeks, about 5,000 people have been seeing my stuff.
Yeah.
Which is infuriating because obviously I put quite a lot of time and effort into it, and it does piss me off when the computer in China doesn't show it to anyone. But yeah, it's just but then you look at my For You page and it's just people robbing content off YouTube gets shown to so many people. And it's just literally just like, oh, and it might be. And don't get me wrong, I watched loads of it because I think it's really entertaining. So it'll be, particularly when, God rest his soul, Sean Locke died. Loads of people just robbing Sean Locke content off YouTube and getting loads of views for it. And it's meanwhile, I'm trying to come up with some bloody original content, and no one's. They're not showing it to anyone. But and I tell you what, though, they tell you what, the one that pisses me off most is, you know, that Cabby Lame.
Yeah.
He's 110 million followers now. He just robs other people's content. Doesn't tag anyone. Doesn't stitch it. Doesn't duet it. So the people whose content he takes the piss out of get no credit whatsoever. And TikTok have just gone, yeah, he's amazing. Let's throw him out there and get him. And they use him in advertising now. I was like, I'm not being funny, but he's just literally robs people's content.
So I'm going to be controversial. Like, other than the first couple of videos he posted with him just doing that, everything else since then, I'm going to be really brutal about this, has been shit.
Yeah.
Just like literally shit.
But like I say, he screen records people's stuff. So it's not like he stitches and gives them credit, or it's not like he even puts their thing in there. He just he screen records stuff, and TikTok are rewarding him for it, and I just think,
Yeah.
and like I said, like loads of the stuff. Like whilst I'm getting frustrated that like they've not been pushing the thing out. Even look, and I'm not bothered about having stuff with millions of views. I just want my stuff to be pushed out to more of the 200,000 people who want to see my stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not being greedy. And then, like I say, meanwhile, my For You page is just full of people who were just screen recording stuff from YouTube and splitting it into like 6 different parts, and just getting loads and loads of views on it. It's ridiculous.
So just got to Joshua put a really good comment earlier down, which was I'm sure it was I think saying, what content would you make if you didn't make the content which you currently do? I would literally, if I knew about it now, I'd just do Cabby Lame stuff, because like literally he must be getting 5, 6, 7 grand a day off the creator. Although Joshua has said you don't get money off stitches or duets.
I know, and that's why he doesn't stitch it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he steals it, right?
So TikTok are paying him. TikTok are paying him a fortune for all those views because he's not doing it in the right way.
Yeah.
That just drives me mad, because he's nicking other people's content and making a fortune out of it.
Yeah.
Whereas if he stitched it and duetted it, then he wouldn't get any money from it. So that's why he screen records and does it the way he does it. And TikTok had him advertising TikTok. So TikTok are like saying, yeah, this guy's amazing. Look at the growth he's had, all this kind of stuff. And he's just robbing other people's content and making a fortune out of it.
Although, having said that, like, so that inspired by and tagging the original creator and stuff is very much a TikTok thing. Because if you go across to Instagram, it's literally not a thing over there. Like, people don't, it's not expected that you put stuff up, and they don't even follow trends. They literally, like, people just do your own version of it and whack it up. And if it goes viral, people are like, yeah, look at me, I'm the shit, right?
But that's different. Then this is literally him using other people's images.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So by screen recording other people doing stuff, he's literally stealing their content, and it's nuts.
But I suppose that's the nature of the internet, is because. So one of the things that's happened to me recently, I've had videos featured on those big meme sites. Some of those sites have got 23 to 27 million in one case. Those people actually did a really nice thing. They messaged me first and said, we'd like to use this video. Are you okay with it? Have you got exclusive rights with anybody else? I mean, how you don't have to do that, and yet they do, which is which I'm sort of throwing back.
No, I've had loads, particularly with the decking video. I was contacted by at least 30 different accounts asking if they could use my decking video.
And have you just read that? Sorry, have you just read that Tom comment? That is absolutely. Actually, I've never thought of it like that. That's absolutely the spot on reason. That's brilliant.
What is?
So Joshua's comment he's just put up now at the top.
I think TikTok like promoting somebody who doesn't like to gain massive.
And does little to gain massive following. It inspires everyone to try and go viral.
I guess so. But
that's a really good point.
It pisses me off that they're promoting somebody who is literally stealing other people's stuff. It just it doesn't really inspire people to create the original content, does it?
But also, I just think it would be great if a black guy who lives in France who doesn't talk would suddenly overtake Charli D'Amelio as the biggest creator on TikTok. I'd love that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. To be fair, she does fuck all as well.
I know.
You know what
I mean? And this is the point, isn't it? This is literally the point, isn't it? So it gets back to that thing about Bella Porsche's another one. It's just literally people who do the least amount of work who've got the big. Charli D'Amelio literally just does dances, then everyone else copies. But yeah, it's a really good point. So
But,
getting back to
but
Joshua's point about what would you change, I would probably now just do the nodding thing or the dancing thing because look, if it's all about numbers, then you would have those big numbers.
do you know what? I'm happy doing what I'm doing, and don't get me wrong. I don't. I do what I do because I enjoy it, not because I'm trying to get big numbers. And it's
Yeah,
always
yeah,
been the case because I just started posting stuff I think is funny, and if
yeah,
other
yeah,
people like it, but you get kind of consumed by numbers, and it's just I know, and like, do you know what? The last couple of weeks I've been really down. I mean, really down. I don't mean
yeah,
like depressed, like
yeah,
properly like clinically depressed or anything, but I've been
yeah,
really fed up the last couple of weeks because I'm putting stuff out there and I'm putting my heart and soul into it and I'm creating this stuff and it's like and it's kind of I spent a lot of time like planning and writing and creating it and I put it out there and then TikTok shows it to 5,000 people
yeah,
and I was honestly up until 2 or 3 days ago I was on the verge of going, do you know, I'm going to knock it on the head for a couple of weeks because it's pissing me off.
yeah.
And then it was only that one with the sausage rolls that had done well now that I've gone, all right, well, that's given me kind of the
Save. You're literally saved by a sausage roll. I love
my sausage roll.
that.
Yeah. But do you know what? It's given me the kind of motivation to crack on and do a little bit more. But like I say, it's everything that turns up on my For You page at the moment is it's people who've like screen recorded stuff off YouTube, like um, TV shows or this, that, and the other, and they put it in loads of different parts, and they're getting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views, if not millions of views,
Yeah,
of just robbing other people's content, and it's just
yeah,
I don't understand. And
yeah,
it's kind of like when there was somebody who literally lifted my decking video and posted it. And I looked at it and like, how can I complain about that? How can I say, well, that's mine. You need to take that down. And
yeah,
if you complain that somebody not on TikTok that somebody's bullying someone, it'll get taken down immediately.
yeah,
But if you go to them and say that's mine, it's like it still hasn't been taken down, and I complained about it about 6 weeks ago.
yeah.
It just feels wrong. Do you know what I mean?
But I think conversely as well, if you look at the videos that have been used by those people with those accounts, your video literally falls into that same category now. It's something that's posted online, and you don't actually have once you posted it, you don't literally have any control or ownership of it anymore, do you?
You should do because the copyright laws still exist.
Yeah, yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So I filmed that video. That video
yeah,
is mine. If somebody wants to use that video, they need to ask me or pay me because it's
yeah,
my video. And like I say, I had at least 30 accounts who've contacted me and said, "Can we use your decking video?"
yeah.
And I've said no to all of them because there's no benefit of me letting them use that because my face isn't in it, and it's nothing like any of my other content. So
It's the benefit though if they give you credit that people then go because I do this. If I see a video that's been created, I actually go and look at their and then quite often if it's something if you like that video, you go there and see at least their other stuff. So
and if it was anything like any of my other content, I would do exactly that.
yeah, yeah,
But it's not. It's complete. It's nothing like my content. So when Lab Bible wanted to use all my trigger videos, I was like, yeah, go ahead, no problem at all. Tag me in it and all that because that is my kind of content.
yeah, right.
So people would see it and come to my account expecting that kind of content, whereas the decking video is nothing like anything else I do.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
so I've got no interest. I've got no interest in any account pushing that video of mine. I'm happy for it to get the views it's got and me get some creative fund money out of it when it's on TikTok.
Yeah, sure.
But there's no point me trying to get people on other social media to push that to bring people to my TikTok because it's nothing like anything I've done before. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's well, I suppose it's that difficult thing about having creative control about the things that you do online, isn't it?
Yeah, so I've just seen a comment from Joshua saying the most annoying is that guy who just plays that stupid shut the box game. Like nobody cares, mate. Hey, do you know what? Do you know what? It just pisses me off. It just that game is just like Nobody likes it. Why is he still doing that?
So for anybody who's watching right now, let me give you the insight on this. When we got the opportunity to play this, like actually use Joshua's shut the box game at this house we hired in Nottingham, in that region, we could have played that for like literally forever, couldn't we? You and I. It's like the
Mate,
best game ever.
I was like, Joshua, have you brought Shut the Box? Have you brought it here? Can we play it now? That's amazing. Let's do it.
I actually, I completely understand why people who watch Joshua's live want him to play Shut the Box, because it's literally the most addictive thing ever.
It really is. It's a brilliant game.
And that's the skill.
Kathy Stewart is saying, I think according to TikTok, as soon as you post something, it's not yours anymore. But well, TikTok aren't in control of the copyright laws. If you make a video and you can post it anywhere you like, it's still your video, and you have the rights to it. You don't need to apply for copyright. When you create something, you automatically have copyright.
So apparently the other day I was speaking to somebody and they said even your private videos that you post, they have access to, because it's still on their platform, isn't it? So
they can have access to it, but you still own the copyright to
yeah.
Created. So that's why you get all these companies. So that's why you get like Lab Bible, and like I say with the decking video, I've had loads. I've had like the bad parenting moments. I've had like all the massive accounts who've got like 30, 40, 50 million followers, all asking me to use the video. But they ask you because they know if they post it, and that because they're a company, if they post it and you complain, then they can get into trouble for it, because you automatically have copyright of anything that you create.
Right, yeah. But it is one of those things that not a lot of people sort of realise that, do they?
Exactly. Well, I mean, like I said, look at what TikTok are promoting though. Just pushing accounts that have got massive followings just based on screen recording content from YouTube or that. I mean, there's a reason that you can't download stuff from YouTube, because it's against copyright.
Yeah. You can screenshot it though, can't you?
Well, you can screen record anything, but that is stealing, whether you like it or not.
Yeah. Oh, I don't refute that at all. I'm going to start stealing everyone's content.
If anyone wants to screen record this, right? If anyone wants to screen record this and post it anywhere, fine, do it. But at least tag us in it. At least tag us in it. You know what I mean? Tag me and him in it, and we'll be fine with it. At least our faces are on it.
Yeah, it's a kind of weird thing, because so getting back to when we all started doing this, at the start of 2020, none of this was a conversation like back then, because like we were making videos, like not even expecting anybody to wait, and then 18 months later we're talking about our content, like it's something that actually is got sort of a worth now. And this is what I mean. I don't mean that kind of, oh, look at me, but you know what I'm saying. It's like back then we were posting videos that literally, if 10 people saw them, we were massively impressed by it. And now we're talking about the fact that people would. I suppose that what I'm trying to say is, like, 18 months on, we're making stuff now which people actually want to steal, which is, it's bizarre, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? That people want to actually post your stuff or use stuff, because, like, getting back to the decking video, is a huge viral hit that people kind of use something like that to promote themselves. So it shows you're doing something right in terms of like the things that you make now. So irrespective of people stealing it or anything like that, is that anybody in the comments and anybody on TikTok, if you started off life thinking you were going to be famous, then you'd be sadly mistaken.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, the thing, there's a reason that Stitches and Duets don't get paid by the Creative Fund.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's because that's not your content.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why with the Cabby Lame guy, it was like, that's why he screen records it, because he basically steals it, because he knows that if he stitches it or duets it or credits people, he won't get paid for it. So
having said all, Having said all that, I wish him well because success stories, and he is clearly a success story, irrespective of whether he's stealing stuff or not. But because in the grand world of TikTok, it's
He
always
is a success story. He is a success story, and I think his stuff is quite funny. And I'm glad he's got the following, but he shouldn't be making loads of money out of stealing other people's content.
no, exactly.
And that's and TikTok shouldn't be rewarding him for it.
Which so basically, start doing tomorrow is literally stealing other people's content allowed.
Yeah.
Let's just put this on.
And that's the thing, somebody said before, if you what would your content be? If I set up a TikTok account purely to get lots of numbers and to get lots of followers and to get lots of views, I would literally do what hundreds of people are doing, which is I would screen record stuff off YouTube, split it into 6 different parts, and say, follow, like, and follow for part 2 and all that kind of stuff. Do all that shit, and it's not. And do you know what? That's not really encouraging for people who create original content like you and I do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not really incentivizing us to come up with new stuff and put it on their platform, is it? It's not really incentivizing people to make TikTok a place of original content, and it's not, though, is it?
Well, it's kind of weird though, because I literally I watch quite a lot of that stuff, particularly stuff that I haven't watched myself previously on TV or on YouTube, because in some small way it's kind of like pushing at other people's content, but it's still getting, as long as it's interesting for me personally, I don't mind it because I've watched lots of stuff which is broken down like that.
Mm. No, don't get me wrong. On the few, I watch loads of stuff. Like, there's loads of like old TV stuff that I love watching on TikTok in lots of different parts. And if I see like that, it comes up on a few pages. This is part 2, and I'll literally click on it and go and find where it is and watch the rest of it. I watch it. I consume that content. But equally, it's just that's not really what they should be promoting, is it? Really? But Kathy said. Kathy said, "Can you put your name across the videos? So if it's pinched, then they see your name." And do you know what? If I ever knew what would become, look, if I knew that the decking video was going to go to 32 million people, I'd have put my name across the front of it. But I wouldn't put my name across everything that I do, just because it just seems a bit weird. But yeah, if I'd have known that the decking video was going to be seen by 32 million people, I definitely would have put my name. I think
it comes up with your name and the TikTok logo, but obviously a number of times people are now savvy the fact you can literally screenshot the video with nothing written on it, can't you? So.
But also, if they download it, I mean, you can download it. It's got like the little thing in the bottom corner. You can just crop it, and that takes away the bottom bit of it. There's ways you can do it, but it's but yeah, it is. But I mean, I don't really want to put my. Kathy's saying do it on all of them. I don't really want to. I don't know. I don't want to put my name right across the middle of a video. If you put it in the corner, people will crop it out. I don't really. You see some people who've got it scrolling across. But do you know what I mean? That's not kind of the point of what I do. Do you know what I mean? I do my stuff because I think it's. I only ever post what I think is funny, and if other people do, that's great. If they don't, I get upset and I cry myself to sleep.
You don't.
But do you know what I mean? And it's like, but I don't put stuff out there intending for it to this is going to get millions of people, and I need to protect it and all that. I just put it out there. But like I say, if I knew how many people were going to try and steal me decking video, I definitely would have put them in it. But I put that up there. I didn't think anybody would watch that. I didn't think it would be shown, seen by anyone at all.
I think
it's nothing like any of my other content, and I just put it out there.
Well, exactly. But this is the strangest thing. So, like over the weekend, we were all talking about that experience of where you make a video where you kind of go, I'm just making this really short video. I've dropped it in there because I thought it was a good idea. It wasn't even, like you just said, it wasn't part of the content which you regularly make, and yet it just goes viral. this gets back to that thing about like having very little control about what happens to your video once you've made it and once you post it. Like, the videos I spent the least time making and that I posted up with the least idea that I think it was going to do anything like spectacular, those ones are the ones that have done really well. Because you were there the night that I posted that video, and we were doing a FaceTime live, FaceTime about the coming week. And I said, "Oh yeah," and you said to me like just as an off the cuff thing, "Have you posted anything today?" And I said, "I've made this video. I don't expect it to do very well." You looked at it; it was on 3,000 views, and I thought that's weird. I looked at it like literally seconds later; it was on 50. We looked at it again about 4 minutes later; it was on 100,000. Those things you have, like, so you make something, and it goes off. And I was saying to John, it's like, so John, we spent the weekend. I like what John does. So personally, I follow loads of accounts that people that do stuff that at this stage hasn't gone viral. And I was just saying, but the weirdest thing about TikTok is at some point you'll make a video and it just, for no apparent reason, just goes off. Off it goes away. The ones you kind of go, oh, this is brilliant. I think it'll do well. Flop. Stick what I'm going. I need to post something today, so I'll just put this on there, and it's just to sort of keep my content flow. And then, like you say, it gets to like 12, 13 million. You're like, what? Why? Why has that done well? Do you know what I mean?
And that's it. I mean, you know that like so much of the stuff I'm most proud of creatively does nothing, and I mean nothing. I mean, I did I did a northern version of Star Wars. I thought it was brilliant, right? Apparently, nobody else did because the likes were really low, and it got shown to about 5,000 people, and I was like, oh. And then, and like you say, you do stuff, you just throw stuff out there, and all of a sudden it goes mad. And I just think, I wish there was just a more kind of, and it just feels really arbitrary. Do you know what I mean? What works and what doesn't? And I just wish there was a more kind of surefire. If it ticks these boxes, it'll be shown to loads of people. And the kind of is that, but nobody really knows what it is. And there is a thing, the algorithm and all that kind of stuff. If it was more kind of, there you go, Martin's Dark Side at Pennines. Exactly. I thought that was brilliant now, but apparently nobody else did. But which is cool, do you know what I mean? Because you can't get everything right. But yeah, I've put some stuff out there, but you end up you end up getting kind of obsessed with what's going to do well and what's not going to do well. So I've said this a number of times before that I just think you fall into a trap of trying to create stuff that a computer in China likes instead of the people who like your stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I have stuff that sometimes will go to 20,000 people will see it and it gets really high likes. So the people who like my stuff really like it, but for some reason the computer in China hasn't sent it to loads of other people. But that's the thing that frustrates me is that, I keep saying it, but 200,000 people have clicked a button to say they want to see more of my stuff, and very few of my videos get seen by anywhere near 200,000 people. And I just think it's weird. Do you know what I mean? And I know myself. They're like, I look at my, you've got your For You page and you've got the following thing. When I click on the following thing, I literally scroll through, and there's and it varies by day. But it'll be like, I'll see stuff from like 10 people. I follow 1,000 people. And I'll see in that thing, even on the following thing, I'll see something from like 10 people. But I'll see stuff from like loads of stuff, like 3, 4, 5 videos of people going back months instead of just showing me like loads of stuff from loads of people I want to see. It's really weird.
But so
I didn't intend for this for this podcast to turn into social media therapy for the two of us, but it seems to have.
but in fairness, like we've never done a sort of semi-serious podcast where we actually had a subject, which is the subject is very dear to the people in this podcast on there, an hour heart. So
exactly.
But like you said, it gets back to that thing of like how we've all changed in a year, or 18 months, because like we take it seriously now. You know what I mean? It's like, and I think when you start taking it seriously, you you do get caught up on stuff. For me, I've just got to the point now going, well, I don't have time to make the amount of content I had when I first came on here. When I was during lockdown, I was posting 3 or 4 videos a day, at least one every day. Now I've got to the point where I'm kind of going, well, I want to make something that I like, that I think is good, and so I've got to the point now going, as long as I think I've done a good job on it, I'll put it out. And if it doesn't do anything, well, I'm okay with it now, because like things on my account tend to pick up sort of gradually. So I'll post a video, and there's a few times, and this is disgusting, where I've gone, oh, I've only got 5,000 likes on that, and that, which is awful, right? Because like it puts you in a place where you're kind of going, you've in your own head, you're saying, I think it deserves more than that. And
Yeah.
there's a few times I've sat back and I've gone, actually, the reality is maybe it's just crap. Maybe it isn't very good. So I literally posted up a video on a Friday about 3 weeks ago, and I wrote a comment on there, which like people said, "What you're on about?" I wrote on there, said, I don't know what I'm making anymore. This is the first time I've asked for comments to say what you think of my video, and that's the one that's still doing the rounds now with the shoes. That like people are going, because I said, please be honest about what you think I'm making, because I think I've kind of lost my own like ideas about whether my stuff's good, or whether I'm trying to be too technical, or whether I'm trying to make content for other people than myself. And that was a really good eye opener, because I've got to the point of kind of going, oh, fuck it, I'm just going to make something I think is good. If I put it out and I think it's good, and one or two other people think that I've done a good job, I'm happy with that now. So it's uh, yeah. So I've grounded myself a little bit more in terms of what I'm making, and I'm just not putting out so much stuff, because I don't want to just go, oh, I'll just wang in there and just do a carbon copy of the thing I did last. So unless I can come up with something new, or something a bit more creative, or at least something fun, and fun now has come back into into kind of my vision about what I want to do, then I won't bother making it. I literally go, I've got no time today, so I'm going to sit and watch TV. Boom, and I feel better about myself straight away. So as much as I
Right.
love TikTok, I also go, I'm not going to be held by the things that we've just been talking about. Just kind of going, I'm not going to make some just because I need to make a video today. So I've stopped doing that thing where I must make a video because it's my time. So, and I think conversely, why Instagram has become a bit more of a pleasure for me is because you can then just do a grid post, which is a story, a photograph of what you did today. And I think when TikTok gets around to having stories and maybe allowing people to put like grid posts up again, it might be a bit more like that, because like I quite like the fact that now, because we all know each other, like we can send stuff on a WhatsApp group,
Yeah.
like a photograph or some image that you found, and that's more gratifying now. And I think once if TikTok moves over to that thing where you can appreciate someone's lesser creative post, but just about their lifestyle or some other funny things that they think, I think it'll change a little bit. I think we'll all be a little bit less kind of, oh, I need to make that word need gets really bad, doesn't it? I need to make a video.
Yeah. And do you know what? I think with the TikTok going into stories, I think it'll be a good thing, because
Yeah, yeah,
it'll be great for us, because like promoting this, or promoting the quiz, and things that you do that are very time bound.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I've never promoted the quiz or this on TikTok, because people might see it, in 4 months' time, and it's out of date by that point. So I think
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think the stories in the kind of the stuff that only hangs around for 24 hours is like, I didn't see the point of that previously, but I
yeah,
do
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
And I think it would be I think it's a really good development, but like everything, it's frustratingly I seem to be at the back of the queue of every new invention, so I still don't have the what's it called? You can do the on TikTok, you can put it all in like files almost. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
That
yeah.
I haven't got that.
You
So
don't.
no. So I haven't got that. And there's loads of functions on TikTok that are really useful, but I seem to be at the back of the queue for all of them. I don't know why.
So it's just occurred to me. It's like TikTok at one point did have that function for making just a photo post. So they still have the part there when you go to create, it comes up as a photo. I might
Yeah.
actually stick. I might. So on Instagram, those posts invariably do less viewed numbers. Actually, no, they don't do less viewed numbers. They do less kind of likes. So I could put a post which is a photograph of me at work today, and it'll get 2 or 3 thousand likes. But in the realms of when I first started on Instagram, that was a huge number. So it's kind of like, yeah, like when you said at the start of this talk, which got quite serious, was that obsession about numbers does change your thinking about how you make content. And we literally should go back to the day that we first started making TikToks and going, you know what, 100 people saw that. That's fucking brilliant, right? And now we're talking
Yeah.
about if you don't get 10,000 people, viewing a video, we're a little bit disappointed. So I kind of maybe we need to take a step back and just go, fuck it, just let's just make stuff, put it out there, and don't worry about the numbers.
Do you know what that can, and that's I try and talk myself into that,
Mm,
and that works until you do. Do you know what? The fact that I've had one that's done well yesterday, I'll be fine again for 2 weeks. But of 2 weeks of spending a lot of time like scripting, filming, editing, putting it out there, and if after 2 weeks, 2 weeks of your stuff doesn't get seen, but it kind of drags you back down again, and
yeah,
honestly, it's like a drug. That it's just kind of like if you I mean your stuff's getting loads of views and stuff at the minute, which is brilliant.
yeah, yeah,
But like I say, it's like you know thinking of that. Right, I've got loads of these ideas, and in the end, like of 2 weeks of creating something, putting it out there, and it not being seen, creating something, putting it out. So there's for a couple of weeks later, and you just creatively, you just kind of dry up, and you just think, well, not only am I running out of ideas, but what's the fucking point if no one's going to see it? Do you know what I mean?
but bizarrely though,
That's where you get yourself into, and like you try not to get consumed by numbers, but and I'm not consumed by numbers. I put stuff out there that I think is funny and I want people to like, but when you put a lot of your heart and your soul and creativity into something,
yeah, yeah,
and 5,000 people. Don't get me wrong, 5,000 people is a lot of people. If I went and stood outside and said, right, everyone come here, and 5,000 people listened to what I was saying, that's a huge number of people.
yeah, yeah.
But as a percentage of the people who've clicked on a button to say they want to see my stuff, it's soul destroying when it just like this faceless computer in China just goes, yeah, I ain't showing that to anyone. Do you know what I mean?
Well, so maybe this is the sort of the therapy about it. So think about the people that look at. I'm saying here like therapy.
Should I lie back in a second? Right.
Yeah, if you like. No,
Okay.
no. I just had a thought about this. So, like, I think of the majority of people I follow. The vast majority of people I follow aren't big account holders in TikTok. They're not blue ticks.
Yeah.
They're not Joshua Cubed and the big accounts on here.
Legends like Joshua Cubed.
Yeah, I didn't want to put the word legends in there. But the vast majority of accounts I follow are probably all under 10K, and yet I watch their content every day and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, like you and I are, we're fortunate to have created followings of this size. Maybe like other people view our stuff in exactly the same way that we view other people's. They just enjoy it, and if it is 200 people or 5,000 people, that's awesome. If you're lucky enough to get a load of people that you're not friends with and you don't know them, like go dot into it and go, oh, yeah, I really enjoy that. That's the cream, right? Because like I'm going to get really sort of deep now. My favourite thing about having found TikTok is finding all the people in the comments tonight and all the people that I'm friends with on TikTok now. And it sounds really ethereal. And I'm talking from a place where I've got a decent following and I get some good views. But I followed lots of people that regularly commented on my videos, not because I want to watch their content every day, but I didn't want to lose their comments in my comments. So
Yeah.
obviously your friends come to the top, don't they? And I followed so many people that don't even make content because they're regular supporters of what I do.
Yeah.
And I'm a lot more thankful of that than, it's very nice to get a blue tick, come on and say, oh, that's a fantastic video, or follow you back. That's awesome. But those people, other than Joshua, aren't regular people that like consume what you do. The vast majority of people on there are people that are, like smaller accounts. And I think maybe what you should do is just spend a whole day looking at those things that you enjoy and just go, no, fuck it. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like that's what we came into. Where we've got to is a lot more chance than it is by content, as we just proved. Because like you and I both don't stitch videos of other people's content. We don't dance. We don't wear a bikini, although you have.
All in the once.
Yes, I know, but even so, you've done it.
If anything, I think it may have harmed my following the benefited it, to be honest. But
I think boiling it all down, look at the guests that we've had on the podcast. We've had some people huge followings, but when you on to a conversation, let's go to Gregor. Like we both like what he does, but as someone we've met and chatted to on here, what an amazing man!
yeah,
Like you and I would not have met him and had a chance to chat to him. We've had Josh on here, who we've undoubtedly now become real friends with, and the content between the three of us doesn't matter anymore. It's like
100%. Yeah. Listen. I'm not disillusioned with TikTok.
Yeah.
It's enhanced. It literally has enhanced my life over the last 18 months, and I've met all the people in the comment section here, and it's just like I've loved it, and obviously met some amazing people. So don't get me wrong. I don't want to come across as like really negative.
Oh no, you're not.
About the whole thing. It's just. I mean, it's been a blessing, and I don't think to say I couldn't have got through lockdown without TikTok would not be over egging the point. Do you know what I mean? And it really has been. But yeah, I just even the people that are in the comment section, and even the people who follow us all the time, is that they won't see everything that we do either. And that's the frustrating thing, is that because I find it from a consumer as well, because I'm on TikTok more as a consumer than I am as a creator.
Yeah, I think we all
way more. Do you know what I mean? I watch loads of stuff, and it pisses me off that when you're scrolling through stuff, it's just the same people all the time. It's like I say, I'll go through, like, when you click on the following thing, you'll click on through, and it'll be videos from the same 20 people.
Yeah.
And I follow like 1,000 people, and it'll be this videos from the same 20 people, and it'll be videos back months, and I just don't understand it. I don't know. There must be a better way of getting everybody's stuff out to more people who want to see more of their stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kathy said that I'm coming across as passionate, not negative, which is
what
I am.
True. It's really true.
I appreciate that.
But's the wrong word. I think the beautiful thing about this is that we're able to now sit here and when you see content now and you kind of go, actually, I could help that person because you've been through some of the ups and downs of TikTok. And let's face it, if the app got deleted tomorrow or taken down like it had the possibility in America, you and I won't have the following that we have. But I would immediately seek out the people that I'm friends with on here, whether it's in WhatsApp groups or Facebook or whatever, because I've genuinely, and this sounds like really wanky, but I genuinely mean this, I think the people I've met on here have been some of the best people I will ever meet in my life. And it does sound like I'm,
agree.
Yeah, and this is the best thing that I found about it. So I've got to a point with TikTok, because I'm less on there now. I tend to just come in and go. So I just think that Cabby can't wait to come and screen stuff.
He's waiting. So these stories are there for 24 hours. Cabby's going to screen record them and leave them on there forever.
But ultimately, look at what we're doing now. This podcast would never have happened if we hadn't been on TikTok. So irrespective of all the negative parts of things and the things that it does, which we kind of go, it could be better. the best thing it's done is introduced a whole load of people that would never have met each other, and also, look at the things that some of the stuff that we can't talk about that we're going to be involved with. Where I'm at now, I'm talking about supplementing my income with some with online media stuff. You know what I mean? It's kind of that's crazy.
Yeah.
18 months ago, I was on Instagram going, "Oh, just want people to see my nice photographs," and now I'm kind of going, "There's hundreds of thousands of people, not just in this country but around the world, that get a chance to watch what you do and also communicate with you as well." I think that's such an amazing thing. It's crazy, isn't it? Really is
Yeah.
crazy.
I can't wait to be able to talk about the thing we're not allowed to talk
Yeah,
about.
yeah, I know.
Sorry, I've just seen a thing from my wife on it. A comment from my wife said it's not the size, it's what you do with it. I was
Yes.
like, I've not quite that very well, have I?
Hey, listen.
That's not. I've not done well on that. I don't think.
Kathy's literally like encapsulated though. It becomes a passion, and at some point, like we've all had that thing where it's a bit of a like an obsession as well. Because for a long, long time, the first thing I did in the morning was pick my phone up, tap that TikTok icon just to see the red things at the bottom. And now I look at it and I kind of go, "That's crazy." And like the more and more I look at it, and then a couple of weeks ago, I woke up in the morning, I had 20,000 new followers, and I can't even comprehend why. Well, yeah, but even at this point, I still can't comprehend why 20,000 people saw one video and went, "I'm going to go and follow him," because it's just nuts. It's really crazy, and also at the same time, it's really, 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 really like someone put on here earlier about where what do you think the future of TikTok's going to be? We had a really fascinating conversation with Phil, and Phil said it hasn't even reached its peak yet.
Yeah. Oh God,
So,
no.
so everybody who's in the comments who has channels that are making small videos for their own enjoyment, in a year, 5 years time, you could have 50, 60,000 followers who watch what you're doing, and it's just nuts, really, because how's that become a thing in the world? It's just it's crazy, isn't it?
It is. It is. It is mad. It is mad. And like I say, we're just look. I mean, we're two middle-aged blokes who people like to see what we do and tune into us two just chatting shit on a Wednesday night as well. So, hello, welcome back. Here we are.
In fairness, this might be the most genuine podcast you and I have ever done. Like, in terms of having a sort of heart-to-heart chat, and I'm going to go watch this when you post it up, or when it's on YouTube. I'm going to go and see like literally some of the things we're talking about because like I said, my podcast selection is very much sort of based on like creative stuff. But then I listen to one of my favourite podcasts is about two women talking about the menopause. It's so this is the range of things which I think people like consume in their lives. Do you know what I mean?
Well, the lad I played golf with today is your new favourite fan anyway, because he's not stopped talking about you since I introduced him to you. Honestly. He's just like, "Oh, isn't he cool? Isn't he? Oh, I love the way he looks and all this kind of stuff." He's like, "Really good." He's like, "Shut up, man." I was like,
but what's really bizarre is that so my sort of my actual friends that I was friends with before I was ever on here, they don't talk about my TikTok or my Instagram stuff. But literally, it's just not spoken about, and they probably rip the piss out of me, like because I'm constantly going on about it. But what I really like is when you meet somebody who who from the past, and they went, "Isn't it amazing what you're doing?" Because you kind of go, "Well, it fucking is, isn't it? It's really fucking amazing that like it's given the opportunity to you and I and thousands of other people to be creative and actually." I wouldn't be so, sort of wanky to say as as other people's lives, but your stuff is getting seen by people, and irrespective of whether it's millions or thousands. But who would have ever thought, a lad from Bury, a town just north of Manchester, would be entertaining folks through lockdown? And we've all had messages, and I've seen them on other people's posts that people say you've made my day. Mate, you can't. There's no you can't have bought that. Do you know what I mean? And
do you know what? Those are the days when numbers don't mean anything. It's like it literally, if one person puts like I was having a shit day and you put a smile on my face. I was like, those are the days when I just go like, well, numbers don't mean anything. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. If they're literally 1 or 2 people put something like that, I'm just like, well, it was worth it then, wasn't
it? John's just put a post on. He sent me a video today of like his daughter. They've done a jumping video. They went to a trampoline place today, and like literally, I was just amazed by it because like so boiling all this down, the very fact that like you and I, we spoke about sort of kids earlier, and and me sort of like feeling a bit more responsible. The very fact you get kids copying your videos now, I mean, that's pretty more special than people like like stitching your video or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and I'm not suggesting.
When I drive past people's houses and I see kids painting the decking with a broom, I just, you know what I mean? It just fucking warms my heart, and I'm just like, I just think, oh, look what a difference I've made in the world.
You're such a knobhead.
I just think I've made a difference. It's just beautiful. And do you know what? I think that might be a good
You're quite right.
I think that might be a good place to wrap this up, to be honest.
That's brilliant.
Anyway, thank you so much, everyone, again for being on tonight. I've had a great time. We were supposed to have a guest and we didn't have a guest, but anyway, it was all good. It's great to be back. We will be back again. My wife's just got me a knobhead.
No, it's because I called you a knobhead.
That's very distracting when I'm trying to wrap up the podcast.
She's literally just reiterating what I said.
She's not wrong, but she can't say it now. Anyway, so yeah, thanks everyone for being on. We're back. Really excited. I can't tell you who's on next week because we haven't got anyone booked for next week, but I promise we'll have a guest on next week.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for all the support that you give us. If you just a TikToky thing is there won't be a quiz this week because I've got like I've got a golf presentation I've got to go to. I wish there was a cooler reason that I've had to cancel the quiz this weekend, but there isn't. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Anyway, thanks again for being on. And I will see you next Wednesday for the podcast and a week on Friday. I'll tell you who is on the quiz, though. I can tell you who is on the quiz. A week on Friday. It's going to be Will, who is Swiss Evans. He's going to be back. He's been on the quiz before, and he's going to be on a week on Friday. Okay. So I can't tell you who's going to be on the podcast, but we will have guests, I promised, this time next week. I will. Thanks everyone for being on. Really appreciate it, and we'll see you next week.
What he said.
Good night.
See you later. Bye.